The best Manapua in Hawaii.
Hey everybody, so I got some bad news. The Chinese New Year festivities in Honolulu Chinatown is canceled this year because of the coronavirus. How I'm gonna support small business is I'm gonna take all of you on a Chinatown food tour, and I'm gonna try to find places that are under $10. Let's go. Okay, so the first stop we're going to is the iconic Chung Yun bakery in Honolulu's Chinatown. So this place actually has the best manapuas in my opinion, and I've tried a lot of different manapuas before. So if you're not familiar with what manapuas are, they're basically steamed or baked buns with, you know, chassis or a different variety of meats on the inside. And Chung Yun has the best manapuas, I think, in all of Hawaii. So you definitely gotta go and check it out. So I'm gonna stand in line right now and I'm gonna go and get some of my manapuas. Hi. Can I get one chassis manapua? And can I also get one of the steamed chassis manapua? Okay. And then one pork hash as well. Yeah. Yeah, that's all. Okay, so I got my manapuas and my pork hash. Let's go find a place to eat. Okay, so I'm in the car again eating. There's really not many places to eat in Chinatown, especially because you can't eat inside anymore. So I mean, there's some parks and stuff nearby if you want to go to the parks, but I'd rather sit in the AC, I guess, in my car. Okay, so I got my favorite manapuas at Chung Yun on Maunakea St in Chinatown. And so I got one steamed chassis manapua and one baked chassis manapua. And I also got 2 pork hash. Okay, so remember, when you eat manapuas, you gotta go and peel off the paper on the bottom. You know, some places, this paper is so thin that when I was a kid, I was like 6 years old, I ended up eating the manapua with the paper. Okay, so let me tell you about this. So let's go and crack this open. Whoa, look at that. Okay, so this is a steamed chassis manapua, okay? And I was never a fan of eating steamed chassis manapua until I went to Chung Yun. And one of my friends, she actually is the daughter of the owner of the bakery. And Chung Yun is basically an iconic institution in Hawaii. So if you're coming in from the mainland and you want to check out something that's been in Chinatown for decades, you need to go and check that bakery out and make sure you get the manapuas there. Okay, so back to my story. I never liked steamed manapuas before until I tried it at this bakery. Okay, and I'll tell you why. So let me take a bite first. Oh, the chassis in here, nice and moist. There's a perfect combination of protein to fat. You know, some other steamed manapuas that you get, it's like shredded up and it's dried. I don't like that at all, but this is good. And the bread itself is soft, very soft, and it's almost kind of sweet. So my appetizer before I eat my poke. Okay, so next we have
the baked Manapua. So growing up, I've always really liked baked Manapuas. And this baked Manapua, where it's different, is that there's like almost like a glaze. I don't know if you can see it, but it kind of shimmers a little bit on top of it. It's a little bit on the sticky side. It's like a sweet glaze on it. Let's open this up. Look at that. Beautiful. So these Manapuas are actually pretty big as well. So they're not like small like other places. And I love how in both Manapuas, the protein to bread ratio is almost like 50-50. You know, some other Manapua places that I've tried, there's like 80% bread, and then the other 20% is, you know, the char siu on the inside. So this, I think you get your money's worth right here. So good. The best Manapua in Hawaii. And I love that sweetness in the char siu. Okay. And then you have these huge shumai that they also sell at the bakery. So this is basically pork hash, yeah, made out of pork, and there's a wrapper around it. That was like a huge ball of juicy pork. As nice and sweet, lots of flavor to it. Okay, so let's go and eat the poke now.
Okay, so the next stop on my Chinatown food tour is Kahiau Poke and Provisions, and this is located on Smith Street. So let's go and check it out. Okay, so the first bowl I'm gonna get is spicy ahi and what is the hurricane poke?
So that's like a California roll, so you have the inhibition crab, avocado, a little bit of spice to that.
Oh, okay. And then, okay, so I'll get spicy ahi and hurricane poke.
Okay.
And then the second bowl, I'll get spicy ahi and what do you think? The Kahiau special or the Tegu poke?
If you like spicy, the Tegu is really good. It has like a sweet spice. Kahiau special is super popular as well. We do our health-made shoyu sauce in the oval.
Oh,
It just kind of depends on flavor profile you like.
I see. You know, I'll try the Tegu one.
You got it.
Yeah.
Everything you like has some spice.
Oh yeah. I like my food kind of spicy.
What are you up to today?
Oh, I'm doing a Chinatown food tour.
Oh, awesome.
So I'm trying to support local business in Chinatown since, the Chinese New Year festivities are canceled, right?
Right.
So, yeah. So just trying to do my part to support local business.
Oh, awesome. We all appreciate it.
Okay, so I got my poke bowls. Go eat.
Okay, so I went to Kahiau Poke and Provisions on Smith Street, and they're relatively new. I think they were here like maybe like a year or two ago, maybe 2 years ago. Okay, so this is the first poke bowl I got, and this is Tegu poke and spicy tuna right here. So this was $10. So like I promised, everything in this video is gonna be $10 or below. All right, this is the second bowl I got, and this is dude, I don't even remember what I got. Spicy tuna and oh, Hawaiian. Yes, that's right, spicy tuna and Hawaiian. So Hawaiian is basically like a California roll. So there's imitation crab meat and some avocado, and yeah, so if you haven't tried this before in Hawaii, there's a lot of poke places that has this. They also have some other varieties of poke as well, like the cold ginger ahi poke. But yeah, so I probably have to go back and try all the other flavors that they have. Okay, so let's eat this before my poke gets warm. Okay, so we are gonna start off with the tegu and spicy tuna. Here we go. Look at this chunk of tegu poke. There's a nice kick at the end. Wow, very Korean. That's nice. As you can see, this is really good. Let's try some of the spicy tuna. Oh, the spicy tuna is good. There's like a almost like a sweet shoyu sauce in the spicy tuna. The tegu kind of tastes a little bit like tegu, but there's a lot more spice to it. Okay, so if you're not sure what tegu is basically a Korean dish which is seasoned codfish. I actually really love getting tegu with my Korean plate lunches. And what the locals did is they went and they got that sauce that they normally marinate the codfish with, but they went and used that sauce with the poke cubes. And so you could kind of think of it as cold ginger ahi poke for the Chinese, but this is Korean style, yeah, a local Korean style take on poke. The tegu has a lot more heat than the spicy tuna though. Man, I'm really loving this spicy tuna. I kind of want to go back and get just a spicy tuna bowl. Okay, next up, spicy tuna again, and the Hawaiian poke. As you can tell, I love spicy tuna. Every time I get poke bowl, I always get spicy tuna with it. So I'm actually really glad I got spicy tuna and not something else. Okay, so this is the Hawaiian poke from Kahiau Poke, right? Normally at other places, they just call this California roll poke. So, like I said earlier, it's avocado. You can see avocado in there. And there's imitation crab meat. There's tobiko, little fish eggs. So it pretty much tastes like a California roll. The fish is super, super fresh here. So if you're on the mainland and you're watching this video, don't go to like Foodland or these big chain grocery stores. You gotta go to these small mom and pop shops, because I'm telling you, man, the poke is really, really good. Let's get another bite of the Hawaiian California roll. Oh man, I can feel that heat. I think I had some chili pepper in this spicy tuna right here. But who would have thought, right? Like, good poke in Chinatown. You know, like when you go to Chinatown, you're thinking, dim sum or Chinese food, But the poke at Kahiau is legit. Oh, and if you didn't see my other video on Maguro Brothers that I made, it's another poke spot on the other side of Chinatown. Go and check that out. I'll leave the link in the description box below. But definitely, you cannot go wrong at Kahiau or Maguro Brothers. Like, the poke at these two places are legit. And they're different in their own unique ways. This is good.
Okay, so continuing on with our Chinatown Cheap Eats food tour, we're gonna head on over to Lamb's Kitchen, and they got some really cheap food that's really good as well.
Okay, so I just got back to the car from Lamb's Kitchen. There's real limited seating. I think they only had like 2 or 3 tables that were open for people to sit down and dine in. So like I said earlier, all the food is under $10. And the first plate that we're gonna try out is the beef tendon plate right here. So be careful when you get this plate, especially for takeout, because there's a lot of gravy and sauce in this. So it might spill all over the place. That's actually one of my pet peeves, is when there's a lot of sauce or gravy in my plate lunch and it ends up spilling all over the plastic bag. It really irks me. Does it irk you guys when your food gets all messy in the bag? Beef flank tendon rice plate. That's what it's called. That was so tender. I didn't think it was gonna be this tender. Wow, maybe it's just that particular piece that I got. Let's try this one. Wow. This is really good. For under $10, this is a steal for under $10. You know, honestly, what this tastes like is like something that you would pay like $20 for at one of those fancy gourmet plate lunch spots. Also comes with some choy sum to be healthy. One thing I have to say though is there's a lot of rice, but not as much meat as I would want. So maybe next time if I go there, I'll ask them just to buy a plate of meat and then cook rice at home. Okay, so let's go try the cold ginger chicken now. Here it is, cold ginger chicken, under $10 as well. Look at this plate. So they give a lot of rice for all of their plates. Okay, so I opened up the cold ginger sauce. Let me just kind of pour some in. All right, taking the first bite of the cold ginger chicken. That cold ginger sauce is really good. It's not too salty. And it, you know, sometimes when I have cold ginger chicken, sometimes there's a bite to the sauce. Maybe like they didn't like cook it long enough or whatever it is. But that sauce is actually perfectly done. So one thing that I wish more Chinese restaurants would do is actually just have all protein, like, you know, with the chicken. So instead of using the whole chicken, they would just use like, you know, like the thigh or just the breast meat. So for this particular plate, even though it is good, I unfortunately didn't luck out. So there is a lot more of the bony pieces. You can sometimes go and ask them if you could have like, you know, the drumstick or the thigh, but I think it really depends on like you know, the orders that they're getting in, like how many orders they're doing, because they're just gonna get the chicken and chop it up. And like, you know, if you're one of the unlucky ones like me today, you might just get all like, you know, some of the bony pieces, right? So there's one place I did go that had all meat for the cold ginger chicken and there wasn't any bones, and that was at Pongo's Kitchen in Kalihi. So if you guys didn't see that video yet, I'm gonna go and leave the link in the description box below so you guys can go and check that out. Okay, lastly, the beef chow fun from Lamb's Kitchen, $10 as well, or under $10. Let's try some of this out. Look at that, beef chow fun. This is really good. This actually makes me forget about all my sadness with getting the bones from the cold ginger chicken. Here's some of the beef. Nice and tender. It's not hard at all. This beef chow fun is winners. I'm telling you this right now. Okay, so out of the 3 plates at Lamb's Kitchen, I would go and say 2 out of the 3 plates were absolutely delicious. Unfortunately, the cold ginger chicken had way too many bones for me. And unfortunately, you know, I was the one that got the bones and I didn't get the drumstick or the thigh meat. So if you do go there, make sure you ask them for the breast meat or the dark meat from the legs and the thighs, or just don't order it at all, but make sure you get the beef chow fun. It's really good. The beef chow fun and the beef tendon with rice, that's also really good.
All right, everybody, so that was my Chinatown Cheap Eats food tour. Thank you so much for watching this video. Please like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. Support the small mom and pop shops in Chinatown, in Honolulu, Hawaii, and wherever else you live. They're going through a really hard time right now. So I just want to wish all of you guys a very happy Chinese New Year. Hay Fat Choy.